Hey travel creators, welcome back to another episode, or if this is your first one, welcome to it. Today I want to talk about how you can be a travel creator business owner by summer. And we're going to talk about some things that separate 98% of creators out there, which is actually owning a business and not just running a content show. So let's get into it. Okay. If we are so for real with ourselves, you did not become a creator to spend your summer editing reels in a room while everyone else is at the beach. Or you did this because you love to travel and content creation seemed fun and great. And here we are, okay? We can't fault you for wanting to travel and then trying to make it sustainable after that. Absolutely. So, with this episode in mind, by the time the summer comes, I am sure that you are going to have a real business. Okay, so like not a hobby, not a side hustle you're hoping turns into something else, but a business that pays you, grows without you constantly creating, and gives you your joy back from content creation. So, the basis of owning your business that I want you to feel good about is you have multiple streams of income that don't require you to be posting all of the time. You have systems that let you create once. You know your numbers, you know what you're making, what's working, what's not. You can take a trip without working the entire time. You're building assets and not just content. Okay, so that is like strategic and it's not reactive. Okay, so if you want to own a travel content business by the summer, I want you to have these 4 things in place. The first one is going to be diversified revenue. It's so important to diversify your income because that can depend on like maybe your interests change. You want to lean more into one aspect of your income. Maybe one is really working for you, whatever. It's so good to have so many different options. Here are just a few I'm going to tell you about, and you can pick and choose what might work for you. I actually have a whole episode about different ways you can make money as a travel creator. I'm sure you're familiar with some or most of these, but anyway, we have UGC, we have digital products, service offerings, monetizing your email list, strategic brand partnerships. Okay, so that's like 5 examples of ways you can make money. The other thing you're going to need are systems so that you don't lose your mind, because boring builds businesses. I say this all the time, and it's because I mean it. Some of the systems I would recommend. You need a way to organize and plan your content. Okay, because yes, content is part of our marketing, but it's not the entire part of our business. We also need a way to grow your email list. We need a way to onboard new clients. We need a way to track revenue, which we're going to get into. You also absolutely need to have an email list. And I know, like, don't freak out about this because email can be so easy. One thing I've started doing so far in 2026 is I'm sending like my normal newsletter on Tuesdays, and then on Thursdays, I'm sending another like much shorter email to my whole list, which is about like what I'm working on or like behind the scenes, things I'm trying, because I just want to be, I don't know, it's just like fun. I'm sharing things that I'm like thinking about anyway and maybe would put in a piece of content, but comes much more naturally and more fun to me to write it out long form. So that's what I've decided to do. But anyway, your email should really just be like a conversation with the people you're sending it to. It doesn't have to be this big, scary, deep thing. And the reason I need you to have this is not because it's like trendy and my favorite thing to talk about. It's because it's the only place where you actually own your audience. So when you press send on your newsletter, it goes to everyone on your list, every single person. There's nothing like determining who sees it or who doesn't. There are no limitations. So by the summertime, you can have a lead magnet that attracts your ideal clients, a consistent newsletter rhythm. You can also have a plan for how you're going to monetize that list. So I'm excited for you to dive into this. I am pushing you to dive into this. And if you really need the accountability, you can come to a co-working session. I host them with my members of the Travel Creator Business Plan, because it's important to sit down, shut up, and just like have the body doubling for someone to help you do the thing. So the other thing you need is to know your numbers. So you can't run a business if you don't know how much money is going out and how much money is coming in. What you need to track is going to be monthly revenue by income stream, expenses you might have. Maybe it's like you're paying for Photoshop or like Lightroom, or you're paying for Google Workspace, whatever. Okay. You also need to not just know your money numbers, but know your content numbers, your content performance, your analytics, because we don't want to be creating from scratch all the time, every day. We want to look at our numbers and see what's working. That's exactly what I'm doing in this episode to you right now. Once a month, I sit down and we review what went well in the podcast and what people want to hear. And then we tweak. We tweak on those episodes that are already working, and that's how we've been able to grow the show. So don't just shoot in the dark. And I know you probably know this, but just a nice reminder that honestly, setting up these tracking systems is something that you could do right now in about 20 minutes. Okay. I actually created this like beautiful Airtable this week to keep track of my deals coming in. So whether that's like UGC, and then also I set up this automation where I get an email I can't remember specific days I toggled it on, but once a week or a couple times a week to say like, hey, you need to follow up with this UGC deal, or this person has like gone cold, you need to, get them warm again, or whatever. And then I have one for deals I've won this month, deals won this year, projected monthly revenue, projected yearly revenue. And then sometimes if you are a UGC creator, you know that some brands will be like, hey, yeah, not right now, but actually email me back in like March or something. So I created an entire like view in this Airtable sheet so that I know exactly what UGC brand I need to circle back with at a certain specific time. So that was totally fun for me to nerd out about. Totally. So I actually I'm going to be sharing this sheet with the creators in the Travel Creator Business Plan, because I want them to just have like an easy way to see what's going on in their world. So super important. But again, it wouldn't take you that long to just go set this up. Similarly, an analytics tracking sheet. Okay, you can literally Google like, what analytics should I be tracking? I could do a whole episode on this, but not super complicated to get started with that. Okay, so how are you actually going to build this by summer? We've been talking about the things that you need, but like, what are we going to do? Let's think about this. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is audit your current situation. Have a good long look in the mirror. You can even like take to AI if you need to and be like, hey, don't judge me. This is what's going on. But really, we want to think about what revenue streams you have right now, what systems exist or don't, where is your time going, what's working, what's not. And then from there, I want you to choose your revenue streams, okay? So maybe you really want to focus on this month or for the next 3 months, selling one digital product, or just doing UGC, or just getting more newsletter subscribers, whatever that is. And then let's say like your one goal was to get more UGC deals. You can think about, all right, what systems do I need to hit that goal? Maybe it is like a spreadsheet tracker. Maybe it is like I need to work on my pitch template. We need to figure out exactly what you need to hit that goal, that we can not have to start from scratch every single time. So now that we've spent some time working on that one goal you decided to charge forward with, and remember that like less is better, then we want to look at your numbers after 30 to 45 days. Okay, so we want to look at maybe if you did UGC, if you're going down that route, it's like, all right, how many deals have I closed? How much money have I made? Where did I get these deals from? We want to look at what revenue stream is performing best, and also your content, like what content is performing the best, where are you getting the best ROI for the time that you have spent. And then we just want to continue adding a revenue stream one at a time. Okay, because I don't want you to stop listening to this episode and go make like 30 different revenue streams and trying to get them all going at once. I want you to make this sustainable. That's all I want for you, is to make a sustainable business. And the way we're going to do that is by doing less but better. And if you want to go fast, you need to focus. So this is why I want to encourage you to do one income stream every 90 days, okay? So that by summer, you have maybe 3 active revenue streams. You have systems to save you 10 hours per week doing all this crap. You have an email list that's growing. You know your numbers. You're making consistent income, okay? I don't want to sugarcoat building a business, okay? It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. More work than just posting and then not saying anything ever again. But it's the difference between being a content creator and being a business owner. Businesses build assets. Businesses have strategy. Businesses are sustainable and profitable. And they're not just relying on luck or vibes. So a little recap for you here. The first thing I want you to do is audit your current situation. Choose then some revenue streams, build your systems, start your email list. Then we want to move into having that offer, okay? Pitching that offer. While we're doing this, we're creating more content around this offer. Then we want to move into scaling, which is looking backward to see what worked, what do I need to tweak, I need systems I need to refine, and then you can add in another income stream. So honestly, I can't wait to see where you are this summer, both physically and with your business. So let me know on Instagram what income stream you're going to be starting with. Also, feel free to pop over and ask some questions. And if you really want more guidance and support to be able to grow this business in the community of other creators, the Travel Creator Business Plan is your space for that. But all the info you need on that is going to be in the show notes. And until then, happy creating, happy building a business, and I will see you later. Hey there, are you a travel creator who is beyond trend chasing and beyond viral views? You've already made it. Your content is working. You are getting brand deals. But now you're kind of like a deer in headlights. Well, it might be because you are treating your travel content creation like an influencer and not a business owner. Over here, I've created the only business building community for established travel content creators who need to save time and create a bigger impact online. We're building this together and you're totally invited. There's literally no community for successful travel content creators who want to build actual businesses and not just chase followers. The first round of this program is very limited to a small number of creators because I want to keep it that way. We're building this together. You literally get one-on-one personalized support with me for a really good deal, if I don't say so myself. To get in on the Travel Creator Business Plan, you're going to need to send me a message on Instagram, and I will send you all the details.
This podcast was produced by Your Girl Media.